Hello and welcome to On the Table. I'm your host, Otto Othman. With the all-new RTM ASEAN Block, we're broadcasting on RTM Click and MyTV's Berita RTM channel, which is also live streaming on YouTube. On tonight's episode, in the next 30 minutes, we'll be embarking on the heroic journey of our guest in numerous operations against the communist insurgency, for which he was bestowed Malaysia's highest award for bravery, the Darjah Kebesaran Sri Pahlawan Gagah Perkasa. We welcome to the studio Superintendent Retired Datuk Paul Keong. Now, it's an honor, Datuk. Thank you very much for coming to the studio. Now, without further ado, Datuk, as a recipient of Malaysia's highest gallantry award, can you share with us the story behind your act of bravery and heroism that led to this prestigious recognition?
Good day, everybody. I'm very happy and it's an honor to have been invited to RTM for this session. Yes, I was awarded the highest gallantry award for Malaysia back in 1983. Now, getting this award, I had to undergo a lot of covert operations mounted against the Communist Party of Malaya. That is the insurgent units that are based in many states like Kedah, Perak, Selangor, and Pahang. So during those early 70s, until even late 80s, I was directly involved in many covert operations, especially in Perak State. So during these covert operations undertaken by the Special Branch, Perak, I was directly involved, and we had to be infiltrated. Rather, we penetrated the militant unit in the jungle and the underground units in the urban areas of Perak State. Now, following that infiltration and penetration, we managed to obtain a lot of valuable intelligence on the movements, on the firearms that they're having, how they operate, who the contacts were. So in that process of infiltration, involves a lot of high risk. And whatever it is, we have to penetrate them. Otherwise, without accurate intelligence, we cannot mount any operations to fight the communist insurgents. So what happened was, I was trained and I had the knowledge of how the communist insurgents work. And I penetrated that into their networking, the underground network, as well as the logistic networking. Now, during that time, back in the mid-70s, that was the height of the communist insurgency, where the communist the militants underground and the militants in the jungle were fighting a war against our security forces and our police special branch. So my role was then and tasked to three important tasking. One is to supply food to the insurgents, or as a food supplier. Number two, as a messenger, to convey letters from one group to another group. And my third tasking was to ferry them, as a taxi driver, so to say, from one point to another point during the night, and fully armed in my car from one point to another point. So all these three tasking actually involves very high risk. And as I was trained for this job, I was very confident. Even though it's high risk, I believe that I'll be able to achieve success. For example, in the supply of food to the militant in the jungle. Mm-hmm. Now, they will come out with a list forward to our source. And in turn, the source will come and contact us and show us that this is the food list that they want. Okay? So after starting the food list, we will send in whatever we think. We means the police and the special branch thinks that should be supplied. For example, now if they want 10 bags of rice, 10 kilos of sugar, 10 bottles of cooking oil, yeah, etc., etc. Now, we are not going to supply all of what they wanted according to their food list. So we cut down the requirements. Why do we do that? Because the whole idea, the whole strategy is not to feed them. The whole strategy is to starve them. See, deprive them of the food supply, make them go hungry. Right? Now, in this world, no soldier, whether in the jungle or in any war, no soldier, a hungry soldier cannot fight a war. See? That is part of logistic that they require. So, from this angle, by cutting the food supply, we deprive them the food that they require for a duration, perhaps 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, they will come back to us again to resupply. So the whole idea is we make them to contact us more frequently. The more frequent you contact us, the better it is for us. We can see what firearms you're carrying, who are coming out to carry the food from the jungle fringe, where we supply them, especially during the night. Right? So our food supply, we will give them according to what we think they should be given. Yeah? The same thing applies to medication. They ask for a lot of malaria pills. Then we know that some of them are suffering from malaria. Mm-hmm. See? Then we know that it's good when they are sick. What our sickness they have, when they are sick, that will empower them from moving speedily in the jungle. That will hold them back. They have to look after the sick in the jungle. That is on the medication side. Now coming to the other tasking as a messenger. So they trusted me, asking me to deliver letters from A group to B group, for example. So I'll take hold of the letter from A group, directed by them to pass it on to B group to a certain point in the jungle area. That is my tasking. And in the process of taking the letter to B, of course, we will open up the letter and we will know what is the contents of the letter. Mm-hmm. So we are one step ahead in this area, and we know what they're going to do and what they are planning through the letters in the communication. And then we will close back the letter without them knowing that it has been already opened. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because once they suspect that you are considered as a traitor to them, mm-hmm. Which they have trusted you so much, then of course they will kill you. Okay. Okay, Dato'. So that will be a very top secret. And the other thing is, tasking, the last one is normally conveying of armed communist insurgents from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fully armed and in my car. They're sitting in my car, of course, during the night. So now the risk is also very high. But along the way, what happens if you are stopped by a police patrol car, or you are stopped by policemen at a roadblock? The communists inside the car will shoot first. Wow. When they shoot the policemen at the roadblock or in the patrol car, and what happens then? There will be a firefight. The policemen will again return fire into the car, and you being the driver, you'll be caught in the crossfire. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, you are not going to shoot your own men, is it? Yeah. So what are you going to do? The policeman doesn't know you, and you die together with them. But that is the risk that you have to take. But so far, Dato', you have not been infiltrated by your own security forces, right? No. Or was there any instances where that happened? In what way that the security forces are involved? Yeah, like was there any incidents whereby that happened during your service? Yeah, during the service, I was lucky in the sense that before I carry out any tasking, for example, food supplying and conveying of these armed cities in my car, I always do a recce first to find out that there is no roadblock, and the route from point A to point B is quite safe. In terms of roadblock, there is no roadblock on that area. Yeah. Now again, coming back to logistics, the tricky part is when you're supplying food supply to them. They will ask you, why I asked for 10 bags of rice, you're only giving us 2 bags of rice. They will suspect you, why you're cutting down our food supply. Now you must have a good cover story from that angle. Mm-hmm. Right? Then you have to explain to them that, if I'm going to carry 10 bags of rice, according to what you wanted, according to the food list that you sent to us, I think my old van, I think the suspension will sink down. And in that process of traveling on the road, if there's any police patrol car, when they see that kind of situation, yeah, they will stop your car. They will stop your van. Yeah, your buruk punya van, see? And then when they check you, of course, they find so much of food supply in the van, of course, you'll be arrested. You'll find suspicion. You'll be suspected as a food supplier, and you'll be arrested. And then, of course, you tell them, do you want me to be arrested? If I'm arrested, who is going to supply you the food? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you throw it back to them. And then, of course, they will not force the issue that, no, you must give us. So they also were very sympathetic to the supplier or the food supplier, and they do want them to be arrested as well. So on this score, the cover story must be able to hold, and they will not suspect you. And sometimes they wanted the food supply to be delivered on a certain date. But our strategy will have to postpone it. We'll delay it. Now, for example, they wanted on the 10th of April. We are not going to deliver on the 10th of April. We'll deliver it on the 25th of April. So when we delay the delivery, that means they are undergoing a lot of hunger. They're suffering from hunger. They're deprived of food. You see, so we will do it with intention, design to force them to break the morale. So when they don't have food, they expected, on the 10th, I'm expecting a food coming, but nothing is coming. So they will undergo again half-starved. So when they undergo this kind of suffering, I think that will have an impact on the morale.
It's a huge impact, Dato', definitely. All right, Dato'. Unfortunately, we are going to go for a short break, and we'll delve more further into this issue as well, with regards also with your thoughts on the national, on how does it mean, what does it mean to be patriotism and all that. So stick around. We'll be back with retired Superintendent Dato' Paul Keong in just a bit. Stick around.
Celebration of National Month and Malaysia Day 2024. Come and join us to witness the parade for National Day at Dataran Putrajaya on 31st August 2024, Saturday at 7:30 a.m. Saluran Berita at MyTV 123 and TVOK will bring you an exclusive live broadcast of National Day 2024 featuring a variety of exciting programs. Malaysia Madani, Jiwa, Merdeka.
Welcome back to On the Table. Today we're joined with a very special guest, the very, very distinguished guest. I'm very honored to be here with us. I am together with Superintendent retired Dato' Paul Keong with regards to today's topic. Now, Dato', thank you very much once again, and we'd like to continue our conversation with this question over here, Dato'. Now, how has receiving this national award impacted your life and also inspired you to continue this journey that you are going on right now?
Well, having received the highest gallantry award, of course, I feel very proud of it, that I've served the country well, and it has a strong impact on me in a way that I felt that now whatever it is, peace and harmony does not come in so easily, so we have to go for it, we have to fight for it, to obtain it. So sacrifices from the veterans have to be carried out, whether in covert operations or non-covert operations. But in my case, I felt that the impact is great, that finally the peace and the security of the country have been achieved. I feel that the people can go about living a normal life, nothing to fear. There will be no upper instability from the security aspect of it. And I felt that our country now, the war has come to an end. Our national budget can be put to the economic field of development. And then at the same time, I think more investors will come in to the country to invest. And that will have a better impact on the economy.
Now, Dato', now that you've seen what has happened before and now, is it what you imagined so far when you were in service to now? Was it what you imagined, how it would be, being free and without any security issues and being, at war?
When I was serving the time fighting the war, there was a vision for me. That my vision is that I always aspire and hope that our country will come to be at peace, at a faster pace, rather than to drag on this sort of a war, which I think has causing a lot of impact on our security forces. They are causing a lot of injury, death to our people. And then, of course, innocent people are also being killed. So I was thinking that it's good that we sacrifice whatever we can and try to bring the war to an end at a faster rate, rather than to drag on and on and on. So I had, of course, the vision that it would be very nice if I can bring it faster end, which finally it was achieved. And I feel a sense of satisfaction.
Now, Dato', okay, we were talking off air with regards to your whole life and career. Dato' has been in the forefront of the communist regime for 6 years. And before even joining the service, you were applying for other positions as well. So could you go us through that part of your life before becoming who you are today?
Yeah. During my school days, I was very active. I'm an active person. I like outdoor activities, and before I finished my Form 5, I've already made up my mind that I'm not going to take on any desk job. A 4 to 5, 8 to 5 desk job. I think that is not my cup of tea. So I already told myself that I want to have a job that is keep me moving, and I love the outdoor. And then the crazy idea came to me, and I saw an advertisement vacancy that existing in Nairobi to be a game ranger. So I applied for it, but unfortunately there was no reply from them. But I did not give up hope. I applied to the RMAF, I applied to the Royal Customs, and I applied to join the PDRM. So eventually, PDRM replied early.
And for good reason.
I don't know.
We wouldn't have you.
So I took on the job first. I said, okay, good. I went for my training. And during my training, then the letter from RMF came and the Royal Customs came. Of course, there was a rejection from my part. So that's how I landed up in the PDRM. And I felt that I have no regrets. It's very suitable for me, and I fit in well, and I love my job.
That's one opportunity which people tend to forget as well. You need to know where you want to go from the very beginning, get-go, to know where your journey is. Now, without further ado, Dato', because we don't have much time, now, as we celebrate Malaysia's National Day, what's your message you'd like to convey to the younger generation?
Well, my advice to younger generation is to be more resolute in your work, whatever you do. I think they should be more disciplined, and try to aspire, to do your best in whatever field of work you are in, and try to, I think, joining into the scope of nation building. You see, the young people must aspire to aim high, and try to contribute to the country in whatever way, like in the economic field, be creative, discipline, and you must exercise a lot of integrity and trust, and of course the love and the patriotism for the country must not fade away, and then the kind of loving one another, tolerance with one another, especially when we are a multiracial society. We cannot break within our ranks of our racial ranks, and we must stay united at all times.
Definitely.
Through the thick and thin, we must fight. If there is any threat to our country, we must offer our service. That's what we have done, and we will continue to do it. And I will give the advice that the young people must, in the first place, before you have patriotism, you must love your country.
Now, Dato', before we let you go, one last question. How can the ordinary Malaysian contribute to the country, in your own thoughts?
In my own way, I think the ordinary citizen should more or less try to, going to difficult times, I think they should try to, the prudent spending, pay more attention, and I think trying to make the economy work and try to buy our own products, buy our own products, and our own people, our citizens, should be able to stand firm and follow what the leadership have dished out to us in terms of improving our economic status, and to be together as one, and to stay united, and hopefully that to bring up the children to a better education, so that they can excel in whatever field they want, and then in the end of it, the children will be able to contribute to nation building.
Well, thank you very much, Dato', for all that. We'd just like to, let's summarize what you have just said, Dato'. From all the things that you have explained from the very beginning, was a very graphic and detailed experience to our viewers, definitely. What I can gather is, do your very best in whatever you're doing, do good for the nation, as how Dato' has been experiencing through thick and thin, 6 years within the regime of the communist regime. And all he thought was looking at Malaysia at a better place. So, Dato', thank you very much for coming to the studio once again. I hope that we can have this conversation off air as well with all your experiences.
Yes.
And believe me, Dato' has lots of stories that he can share, but unfortunately we do not have time, and that's all about the time we've got for On the Table this evening. I've been talking to the nation's legendary policeman, Superintendent retired Dato' Paul Keong. A repeat of this episode's broadcast can be viewed again at the same time tomorrow and subsequent days on both RTM Click and also MyTV's Berita RTM channel, which is also live streaming on YouTube. Now, till next Thursday, all right, we'll have more discussions on topics of interest. I'm Otto Othman, signing off. Good night.